Can you imagine the feeling that you get when you're at work, just going on about your day, and then you get the phone call that your 75-year-old mother has just had a fall at her own home, and she's on her way to the emergency room, and you rush over there, panicking, freaking out, and you get over there and you find out that she's actually broken her hip. Typically, what will most likely happen from there will be that she'll go to rehab, and they usually spend about 90 days in rehab, and then the doctor will most likely tell you that she's not going to be able to live at home alone anymore.
Okay.
So, most people haven't experienced this before, and they don't really think about it or plan ahead. So, most people aren't aware of the options for senior living. And I can go ahead and go over that with you, just in case it ever does happen, you'll be more well informed.
Yeah, I like that.
And so usually they'll spend about 90 days in rehab, and you have that time to, kind of figure out which exact place best fits your situation. So there's 4 main types of senior living. There's independent living, assisted living, a skilled nursing facility, and then there's the option of home health or a sitter actually coming into the home. So what home health is usually like a nurse will come by for maybe an hour or so, and they can come once a week or every day, just depending on how intensive the care is that's needed.
All right. Okay.
So they'll come in, they'll help them bathe, do some exercises and stuff like that, and then your mom, she would actually get to stay in her house. But that doesn't include any assistance with like cooking the meals every day or taking medicines on time, things like that. So she would have to be pretty independent still at that time, hopefully, if rehab went well. And then the second option would be independent living, which is pretty similar. It's kind of like an apartment complex, but it would be more of her peers all together. And it would, they don't really include any services or anything like that. It's more like they'll have maintenance or like events, stuff planned to bring them all together.
So it's like an elder community.
Mhm. And they do have the age restrictions, which is 55 plus.
Okay.
And then, but she would still do all her own cooking and cleaning and stuff like that. But they're encouraged to like check on each other, and they're kind of in a safe environment. And then there is assisted living, which is where they would move into a community that is just one big building. It's kind of like a hotel, but everybody gets their own apartment inside the hotel.
Okay.
But they actually provide all 3 meals. They do weekly housekeeping, weekly laundry, and there is 24-hour staff on hand just in case she would need something.
I like that.
So, that way it gives her more of the freedom. She can do whatever she wants during the day, but she always has someone there just in case she falls, and she is getting the nutrition she needs. They'll give her medicines, things like that.
Wow.
So that covers a lot of the important things if she's not doing so well after rehab. And then there is the skilled nursing facility. It is more towards seniors who have like a debilitating health issue. So like say they have the kidney dialysis. So if they're like constantly having to be on one of those machines, or if they have like a heart catheter or something like that,
Or like Alzheimer's or something.
yeah, they would have more of a skilled nursing staff that is more trained to take care of more serious health issues. But then they also provide the food and the medicines and things like that. So it's kind of all depending on what health state she's in at the time that it's needed.
Okay.
And they do range in price quite a bit. The independent living, it could tend to be pretty cheap, depending which part of the country you're in, things like that. It could be like maybe 600 to 6,000, just depending on how nice it is. And then the assisted living, it tends to be more about 2,500 to 5,000 or 6,000, because it does have more of the hands-on care.
Plus the food and stuff.
Yeah. And then there is the home health. That one's actually pretty expensive. If you have a home health nurse come in, or like a sitter that you hire to sit with her a few hours a day, it can be more towards $9 to $19 per hour. So that one can, it adds up pretty quick. If you do a few hours a week, it adds up to $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a year. And then the skilled nursing unit, it is usually $6,000 to $7,000 and up. And so, that can be alarming, but there is things like the veterans from the government, most of them qualify for aid and attendance, which will help pay, and it helps pay for their spouses. And then there is also long-term care insurance. And if you start to invest in that now, by the time that it's needed, it usually pays half of the monthly cost, or it'll pay the full monthly cost. So that's definitely if you're looking into planning for the future.
Right. Yeah, that's a good idea.
So yeah, there is home health, there is independent living, assisted living communities, and skilled nursing units.
Okay.
So, it's just good to be prepared for the future, just in case anything happens.
Well, yeah, I really liked what you said. I learned a lot today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.